Are you ready for the Hollywood Chambers Accelerate?
Coaching sessions that help accelerate your business growth.
We break down complex issues in a short format.
From the principles of finance to marketing strategies that will propel your organization.
Learn from industry experts, tastemakers, and business leaders.
Gain knowledge and resources that foster growth and innovation.
The Hollywood Chambers Accelerate.
Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other streaming platforms.
Hello everyone, my name is George Azar, and I am the owner and founder of Holistic Budget, APC. I am so excited to be able to share with you how to redefine your relationship with money. My organization started from my own struggles and journey with money. Now, you're probably wondering how a CPA can struggle with money issues, and I'm here to tell you that I am human, just like you. A lot of our ideas about money have been shaped by different role models, whether it be from childhood or college or even in our adult lives. We take the practices and application of what others have taught us about money, and even though it may have been given to us in good intention, it's not necessarily the way that we would have used it for our own visions and our own journeys. A lot of times what we pick up are ideas and practices that are taught to us by the school system, by this is just how things have been done, not taking into consideration that you have a very specific life purpose and goal. And so Holistic Budget was birthed out of that vision in being able to tell you that not one size fits all, that every single person and every single budget has a specific purpose to your life goals and purpose. The subject today is actually going to be a little bit more on the stale side, but I promise you we're going to add a little life to it. We're going to cover some of the most foundational statements that you would find in an organization. Those are the financial statements known as the balance sheet, the income statement, and the cash flow statement. Think of the balance sheet like a memoir. It tells the entire story of a particular entity. For instance, from its inception, the balance sheet tracks all the way back from the first investment, when you put that first $1,000 into your business or $100, all the way to the end and to the current date on what other investments you may have acquired or liabilities. Your balance sheet consists of assets, liabilities, and capital. Your assets are those things that are investments inside of your company, whether it be a bank account or you maybe have invested in the stock market to grow some sort of revenue from investment dividends and interest, or maybe you purchased a camera and that is a capital asset. Your liabilities are those things that you used to leverage yourself in order to acquire those assets. So whether you took out a loan in order to buy that camera, or maybe you have a loan against a personal friend or a shareholder that's giving money to the business in order to fund certain capital adventures. And then you have your capital in the balance sheet. And that is a record of your investment over time. So what happens in the capital account, that is probably one of the most important parts of the balance sheet, because that literally tells the story of what you've contributed, what you've acquired since you've started the business, what you have taken out of the business, and then the end result is what the current state is. So again, a balance sheet is like a memoir. It tells the entire story. Every accountant you talk to, the first place they're going to start with is the balance sheet. They're going to see over time, how has the company performed? Because then when we get to the income statement portion, you're going to realize that even the income statement is an instrumental asset inside of the balance sheet. Let's go ahead and jump into that. Your income statement is a record of a specific year of activity. So the income statement is always closed out at the end of the year. So let's just say that you have a business and it starts January 1st, it ends December 31st. It is a record of all of the income and expenses that were accrued or expensed within a given year. Whatever that final number is on December 31st, let's say $50,000, you're going to close your books, you're going to close the income statement, and you're going to put it inside of the balance sheet in the capital account. And that's going to be a record of your net income over the course of a specific time period. So again, the income statement is a record of a given year and how your business is performing within that specific year. Now, let's talk about the cash flow statement. The cash flow statement is a record of activities of investments that you have based off of the cash that's coming in as well as the cash that's going out. So the main components of a cash flow statement consist of operating income, investment income, and other income. And what do I mean by that? Your operating income is the services that you provide, the money that's actually coming in. So it is, let's say that you billed someone $1,000 and they haven't paid it yet. That's not going to hit your cash flow statement because you have not yet received that money. Once you receive that money, it hits your cash flow statement. That is money that's coming inside of the business. Now let's say that you take that $1,000 and you buy a $500 piece of equipment. Let's say you've already ordered it and you're going to pay for it on time. Well, no money has left your business yet because you're doing it over time. So that $500 will not be recognized on the cash flow statement until you actually pay for it. So the cash flow statement is really important because it tells you, even though your income statement might look very healthy and you have net income and it's positive, if you don't have any cash, then you're not able to make big purchases and be able to fund your business. And so it's very important that you look at your cash flow statement and see, do you actually have the funds in the bank to be able to make a specific purchase? Now, again, this topic can be very stale, it could be very boring, but again, it tells a story. We need to look at financial statements as a manifestation of events that have transpired over a given time period. Going back to a summary of the balance sheet, it's from inception to current. So if you want to look at a specific year and say, okay, I want to look at where my cash account, what my bank account was at a given year, you can look at that. You can pull up the report and say from inception to that specific date and look at each year in consequence and where that may have, where maybe you made bigger purchases and bigger asset purchases that may have reduced your bank account. But then you have assets in there, the value of that asset that you acquired. So again, it tells a story. The income statement tells a story for a given year. It starts with how much money you're bringing in versus how much money you're spending. And then the cash flow statement is strictly cash flow. It's how much money is in that bank account, how much are you spending? I know that this can be a very laborious process and it can be very confusing for a lot of people. But when you start to look at it from a holistic approach, when you start to realize that your business is a living organism, it makes sense. It allows you to be able to analyze the data to make critical decisions that will either benefit or be a detriment to your business. And so what I'm here to do is to kind of break that down for you in a more simpler way and for you to be able to understand that these reports are not just stale numbers on a computer screen. They actually tell the story of your business. I hope that this explanation was valuable to you in understanding what these different reports do. If you have any other questions about it, I'd be more than happy to explain that. But I want to thank you for allowing me to be able to explain those types of financial reports to you. Again, my name is George Azar, and I want to thank you for allowing me to be here today. You can find me at holisticbudget.com. I'm also on social media on Instagram and TikTok at holisticbudget.
Want to join us for our next HCC event? Network and mingle with Hollywood's leading business professionals, innovators, and creatives at some of the top-rated restaurants and venues in the area. Register for our monthly lunch hustle, speed leads, bash, and happy hour events at hollywoodchamber.net/events.